Melbourne Books is pleased to be publishing Michael Lawrence's new book, Testing 321, a look into the Australian education system's shortcomings compared to that of Finland. He's here in the Melbourne Books office today to discuss his upcoming release. So how are you doing, Michael?
I'm good, Ben, thank you.
That's good. So first question I'll ask you is, how did you come about writing this book?
Well, Ben, having been a teacher for 30 or so years, I had a few good friends through music in Finland, and they'd asked me to come over and check out their education system. Very kindly said they could get me into some of the schools and so on to have a good look at what was going on there, and that sounded like a really good opportunity, so I took it up.
So that's interesting. So obviously this book's a lot about Finland and you've been to Finland. So why is their education system so highly regarded?
Ever since the PISA international testing regime was brought in the early 2000s, Finland have consistently been topping that or very close to topping it. And countries like the United States and Australia have not been. And this has caused Australia and the United States in particular to really double down hard on things like standardisation and so on. Those who are teachers will know that standardisation is where you have every class doing the same thing in the same way. The idea being that if you narrow down the focus of what you're studying, the kids are not wasting their time doing other stuff other than what's being assessed or what's on the tests. Finland doesn't do any of that. And the PISA tests really do ask kids to be adaptable, and so the Finnish students do a lot better at that kind of thing. And of course the standardisation thing can become quite boring for students and teachers, and Finnish students are a lot more enthusiastic about their education than Australian students are.
So you're saying that standardisation is not an element of the Finnish education system, yet it's so highly rated. So then why did it come about in the Australian education system?
Well, if it was a response to those PISA tests, and if you think about it, it sounds instinctively good to only focus on what's being assessed. But of course, once you do that, you're then not taking any consideration for what the students are interested in or the teachers' interests either, and strengths and so on, but particularly the students. And once you start narrowing down what they can do and how they can do it, students start to lose interest pretty quickly. And this is why basically Australia is falling behind very slowly but surely in NAPLAN and the PISA tests and all these kinds of things.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.